Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. Today's video is going to be about the 9 simple ways you can reduce the waste in your lifestyle or your life or your household, wherever you have waste. If you guys found this video helpful or if you enjoyed this video, please throw a thumbs up down below and let's get straight into it. Number 1 is going to be the obvious, and that's why I put it as number 1, and that is to ditch the plastic bags. You know, the bags that are at the grocery store, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Bed Bath & Beyond, any kind of plastic bags that are at all these retail stores, just ditch them. They are really, really bad for the environment, including our ocean. Most plastic bags do not decompose. They end up in the ocean. They end up in our landfill, just sitting there forever. And the biggest solution for you guys is to just ditch them and get some nice reusable bags. I will have some link down below, but if you are not a fan of ordering things online, you can also visit your local grocery store. I got mine from Stop & Shop. They go in the wash. They are insulated, but I still wash them. I just do not put them in the dryer. I actually take them to go with us when we go camping as well. Reusable bags are just awesome. You can use them for so many things. Again, just try your best to just look for a brand that you really like. If you're not a fan of the insulated ones, maybe get some heavy duty cloth ones. Again, I will have some heavy duty ones linked down below, and most of them, I would say majority of them, are machine washable, so they will last for years and years to come. Number 2 is to start a meal plan. Now, you guys are probably saying, Kira, what does that have to do with waste? Well, in the United States alone, because I do live in the United States, so I kind of like only know like what's going on here most of the time. Food waste is a huge, huge problem we have in the States. And the reason for that is because we buy things that we think we are going to eat and we never do. So we throw it out. Where does that end up in? The landfill. People think like, oh, it's just food, it'll decompose or whatever. It does not go that way when it comes to food. It doesn't decompose like you think it does. I don't want to get too like scientific on you guys. Food waste is entirely preventable if the consumer follows one simple rule. And that one simple rule is to only buy food that you are going to eat. Create a decent meal plan that your whole family is going to eat. Do not purchase grapes and they sit in your fridge for weeks and then you have to throw them out because nobody was interested in eating them. They rather go for an apple. Then buy more apples than grapes. Number 3 is to start using reusable containers. Plastic containers are really, really bad. And I do want to put a disclaimer here. Yes, do not get rid of your plastic containers to buy sustainable ones or anything like that, because if they're not broken, then use them until they are broken, because then that's still just creating waste. You want to wait until those plastic ones that you have are broken, and then when you do decide to switch to durable, reusable glass ones, that's the ones I have. I'll have them linked down below as well. They are amazing. My biggest fear was them breaking when I was taking them to work with me. I've dropped them quite a few times in the sink and stuff, and they haven't broke. Like, it's a heavy duty glass, and you can also put them in the oven. You can put them in the freezer. You can't really do that with plastic. So you definitely save yourself some money because they last longer and they are better for the environment. They do not release any harsh chemicals when you put them in the microwave. Another thing with reusable containers, if you live next to Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, they have that section where you can fill up a peanut butter jar. Like, you could fill up like glass jars, and that's it. You don't even have to buy like packaged things, like packaged plastic peanut butter containers. Like, you could just fill up your glass one and that's it. In my area, we do not have a Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, but in deep, deep Boston, there is tons of them. It's just really, really far away from me. And if you guys say, Kira, I cannot remember to bring my reusable jars to the store. Well, once when you're done using them, once when they're empty, and before you go to work, bring them in your bag, bring them in your purse, put them in your car, so you do not have an excuse saying, oh, I forgot them at home. It's just that simple. Just put them in your car before even going to the grocery store. Number 4 is to repair things on your own. Now, what I mean by this is clothes. I'm not telling you guys to repair your car. I'm not telling you guys to go try to repair your motor or even the roof of your house. I'm talking about clothes. It's a little bit more simpler and it's just, I don't know, it's safer. I have been trying my best to learn how to sew holes like really well lately. We have tons of tutorials on YouTube. The needle and thread little trick works very, very well. If you have a hole in your shirt and you feel the need that you want to throw the shirt out because you feel like it's done, take that shirt back. Take it back, fix the hole, and then you can have it for another 2 to 3 years or whatever. Learning to sew is one of the best skills that anybody can have, and I think that it actually saves you money because you're not constantly buying clothes and adding clothes to the landfill. Again, you guys, clothes like this, like the dyes, everything that it's made of does not decompose for a while. I think it's like 30 to 40 years for a shirt that's filled with dye and stuff. It doesn't decompose for a very, very long time. So be a little bit cautious when it comes to little rips and tears in your clothes. Try to fix them yourself. We have YouTube, we have other things like Pinterest where we can learn how to do things ourselves nowadays, which is awesome. Number 5, and I promise you guys there will be a video on this soon. I've just been a little bit swamped lately with video ideas and I haven't wrote the layout to this one, but that is reusable pads. Now, a lot of women are gonna be like, no. And I get it. Some women do not like reusable things, like especially reusable pads. People think it's disgusting. People think that it's just not sanitary. Well, does this sound a little bit more sanitary to you? Look up the pads that you're using. Look up all those pads and look up what those pads are made out of. Most of them have bleach, dyes in them. They have tons of chemicals. If I would have known that years ago, before even knowing that they're bad for the environment, I couldn't believe the amount of chemicals are in these things. Like, no wonder why most of us get cancer. No wonder why most of us get sick, because I don't know, I'm that person to like dig into a product and be like, well, why is that product so expensive and it has the most amount of chemicals in it? It never dawned on me to think that back in the day. But my biggest help for you guys, and yes, I will have a video very soon, like I said, is to switch to reusable pads. If you're not a fan of pads in general, switch to the Diva Cup. If you're not a fan of the Diva Cup, switch to reusable underwear. I will have what I use linked down below. I've been using it since July. I haven't gone back to buying pads at all. I just wear those, wash them, and wear them again when my next cycle is coming. They're pretty easy to use and they save a ton of money, and most importantly, they help and save our environment. Number 6 is to stop using disposable plates and plasticware. I am a huge advocate for this. When I'm at work, people think I am crazy that I use the silverware from the dining room. We have a little dining room where the residents eat. Their silverware. I wash it in the dishwasher. It goes through like 3 times actually. So they're completely sanitized. And I use the silverware while everyone in the kitchen uses plastic plates and plasticware. And I always, they always look at me like, I can't believe you're eating with that silverware. And I'm like, I can't believe you're eating with the plasticware. Do you not know what that does to the environment? But again, I don't want to preach because people think that you are being mean or things like that. And I don't mean that in a mean way. It's just they don't know. They don't know what's going on because they don't look into that. They don't read about it. I'm constantly aware of what's going on. I'm constantly reading about it. Again, I'm not perfect. I am still learning. I'm not living a perfect zero waste life. If you are going camping, bring extra camping silverware and bring some plates that do not break. There are tons of other reusable, recyclable plates. When we go camping, I actually bring like Dollar Tree, the ceramic plates. Obviously, I make sure they're wrapped up really well. And I bring silverware from the dollar store when we go camping. I have it all set in a bag, and that's what we use. It's just super, super simple, and it saves us money because We're not buying those disposable plates and the plastic wares. We're not buying them over and over again when we're having cookouts at the campsite. We're just rewashing the ones that we have, and that's it. So try your best to just ditch that all in general and just see how much money you save. If you feel that you are spending a lot of money on that stuff, maybe cut it out for like a month or two and just see how it goes. Number 7 is to cancel unnecessary mail. I've done this. When it comes to mail, I get my mail from that door over there. I always notice flyers. I always notice junk mail, like credit card companies wanting me to get their credit card. The best thing for you guys to do, sit down, calculate where all that mail is coming from, whether it is Stop and Shop flyers. Call Stop and Shop. Tell them, I do not want these flyers. I can get them online, which is saves paper, and it also saves clutter as well in your garbage. Another thing is the junk mail when it comes to credit cards. Call them, tell them you want yourself off that list, and that's it. Number 8 is my favorite one on this list, and it's the biggest one I think that we are dealing with as well in the world. I'm not even just gonna say the US, I'm saying the entire world, and that is water bottles. Ditch those water bottles now, like today. If you guys do not know, I will have 4Ocean linked down below. They're an amazing company trying to clean up the ocean, clean up the mess that we've all created, and all they find is a ton and ton of freaking plastic water bottles. I haven't purchased a water bottle, I want to say in 5 years, a little over 5 years. I've always been using my Pure little thing on the sink. I forgot what it's called. It's like a Pure filter. I'll have it linked down below. You guys have seen it tons of times on my videos. I came into this apartment with it because I actually had it at my mom's house, and I already bought her one. She has one. My boyfriend's mom has one. My boyfriend has one. He was actually the one to introduce me to these little filter sink things, and I can't thank him enough because every time I see a water bottle like out on the street, like there's so much trash around my area and it's sad, and water bottles, plastic bottles, Gatorade bottles, they're like the #1 thing that you see outside. Those end up in our ocean. Not just for the ocean, but for the animals, like the creatures, like the sea creatures in the ocean, you guys, we have to stop being selfish. We're not gonna have like anywhere to visit for the beach. We're not gonna have a planet to even live on if we do not take care of this problem. There's plenty of other ways to have clean water. So try your best to ditch those water bottles. And number 9, for being the last one on the list, that is to try your best to choose natural alternatives. Now you're probably wondering, what am I talking about? I'm gonna break this down for you guys. So the first one, when it comes to natural alternatives, when you purchase face masks or hair gel, anything like that, you could switch that and swap it off with some aloe gel or the aloe leaf, the gel in the leaf. That's what I mean. It works great for hair gel, and it also works amazing for your skin. That's what I use. That's the only thing I use for a face mask. It's just the best face mask ever. Honestly, you could use it as a moisturizer as well. You do have to wash it off because it is sticky. Not sticky to the point where it's like a lollipop, but it does have like a little bit of a residue. But it's just perfect and it's natural. They sell these giant aloe leaves at the grocery store. I know at my Stop and Shop they sell them for $1. Most of the time I grab 2, I put mine in the fridge. You can either leave it out or you can put it in some people put them in the freezer. I've actually seen where they buy one, put an extra one in the freezer, take it out so it can like prolong the life of it. But yeah, so try to find natural alternatives when it comes to skincare. And I want to put this as a little disclaimer. A lot of people saying, Kira, everything's a chemical. Okay, if you really want to be that specific, yes, everything's a chemical, but the chemicals that I'm talking about that are bad are like sodium lauryl, chloride, like all those chemicals that do not belong on your face. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. I'm sorry, I had to put that disclaimer in there because I get a lot of comments saying that not all chemicals are bad for you. I know that, but when I talk about chemicals, I'm talking about the bad ones, obviously. Next, natural alternative is a homemade wreath instead of buying a plastic wreath. The holidays are right around the corner. When it comes to wreath making, my sister is a pro at this, and sometimes she grabs her stuff from outside. Like I would say like most of the time she grabs her ingredients or whatever you want to say, her art stuff outside. She'll grab twigs, pine cones, pine needles, all that stuff, and she will just use what nature has outside to make a nice wreath instead of purchasing those plastic wreaths. When it comes to sprays for the house or, you know, scents, I am purchasing, like, I would say like go more of the natural route where I boil some ginger, some cinnamon, I boil like some vanilla extract, and then the whole house smells amazing. You can mix it up. Pinterest has tons of ingredients or little DIYs when it comes to making your house smell perfect for the holidays. Even whether you're boiling just some water and some lemon slices, it works fine. It goes around the whole entire house, and that's what I normally do. So there you guys have it. I really hope you take something from this list. If you do, let me know down below which one you have been trying your best to get rid of, whether it is trying to get rid of those disposable pads and get reusable ones, whether it is to get rid of those aerosol cans for the house, like the FAVS ones, and you're starting to boil some cinnamon sticks. I would love to know what you guys have been doing to reduce the waste in your household. And on that note, you guys, I will catch you in the next video. Bye.